I wouldn't fault any of you for being curious right now about how a white Lutheran Republican from Fargo, North Dakota gets hooked up with a black liberal Democrat from Georgia. But it's been a great pleasure, I'll tell you that. The seeds of this bill that we're discussing were planted at the beginning of this Congress 2 years ago in January when I introduced H.R. 3, the Keystone XL Pipeline Act. As its lead co-sponsor, Congressman Scott, and I'm not one bit shy about saying, changed my heart when he took to the floor to support that bill, to the point where this very conservative capitalist Republican went to his office to learn more about his vision for how we change America, but how we can use economic bills and economic solutions to solve social problems, crisis. And I thought to myself, man, if I believe that a rising tide lifts all boats, then I need to hang around David Scott more, because he taught me that there are legitimate strategic ways to do that. And I'm so far off my script now, I'm going to have a hard time getting down here. But what he taught me, what he showed me, is that with a high unemployment rate among young black men, and nationwide it's about 40%, in many places it's 50% or higher, that with minor adjustments to policy, even outside of policy. David and I, ever since we've been working on policy together, we've been talking to companies and labor unions and trade organizations who are very enthused about being strategic, about how we match the workforce demands with the availability of a workforce and our education system to get all back in sync and change, not just, and by the way, I want to stress this, not just for economic benefit, not just for job creation, but to heal our land for the benefit not just of our country, but of this institution that needs help healing as well. And so I'm enthused, David, to stand here with you. You had me at the prayer, by the way. You had me at the prayer. Well, our final amendment wasn't included in the Keystone XL bill, the amendment that would target enthusiasm for job training. But the concept lives on. And hopefully yet, as we start working on a major build-out of our infrastructure of this country, as we strive to feed a growing population in the world with the same number of acres or less, we need smart people. We need smart people who learn from the universities represented in the next panel to help us grow more food in a responsible way. To train up the engineers and to train up the soil agronomists and train up the horticulturalists and all those smart people that help our farmers do what they do so well, and that is feed a hungry world. And if in the process we serve a testimony to what people can do working together, all the more great, you see, to me. All the more great. And so, Mr. Chairman, I am absolutely convinced that the concepts promoted in this legislation and in the companion legislation that David talked about earlier to provide targeted training and really encouragement more than anything can change a country and can change this body and perhaps could change this town that's so vital to changing policy. And then in the process, we can go home and work on changing hearts as well, just as David Scott has done for me. And so with that, Mr. Chairman, thanks for the opportunity to highlight this important issue today.